So in the last video, we created this group of Lucky Rainbow all-in-ones. And usually in a sim, and this doesn't apply to everybody, but usually you may have a unified contest structure. And all boards are configured in the same manner, no matter what the game is, right? Lucky Rainbow will have, like we created these all-in-ones for Lucky Rainbow. Space Space Race will have the exact same configuration, same buy-in, same prices, right? Your all-in-ones will all be configured the same. The only difference is that it applies to a different game. So now that we have created the Lucky Rainbow group, how can we create this on No Devil and Space Race? And how long will that take? So we went earlier into cloning a contest. You can also clone a group. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click this and we're going to say clone the Lucky Rainbow, RA Core AIO Lucky Rainbow. We're going to give it a name, RA Core AIO Space Race 01. We're going to generate contest names automatically, which will automatically append this underscore 0001, 2, 3, and 4. And it's going to tell you which contest it's cloning from. So if you look closely, it says unique name for contest cloned from RA Core AIO Lucky Rainbow 01 underscore 0001 will be this one. 0002 will be this one, and so on. So you can double check and make sure that it's going to clone the right ones, right? So then you say, okay, and it's done. And now we take the Space Race one, let's do the same thing here, and let's call this RA Core AIO No Devil 01, generate automatically, okay. Now we're going to open up the group settings for both of these. You see we have these two tabs, and you can see here, No Devil, Space Race. We're going to go to Space Race, okay? We're going to go to Shared Contest Settings. We're going to take the Lucky Rainbows out. We're going to put the Space Race in, because we only want it to apply to Space Race. We're done. Now we're going to go to No Devil. We're going to go to Shared Contest Settings. We're going to take the Lucky Rainbows out. We're going to put the No Devils in. And we're done. And that's all. Turn them online. Space Race online. And you are done. And now you have Space Race, Lucky Rainbow, and No Devil all in ones, all configured, all set. They're the same. They work the same way, but they're now listening to the correct contests. So if you look at, like right here, you look at No Devil 01 and you go to board view, this particular contest, right? It looks exactly the same, the 10 to 100. It's the exact same thing. Again, the only difference is it's now listening to No Devil. Now, since this was a very short video on cloning this, I want to go over one more thing, which is what happens if you decide, whoops, I want a 5th contest. I want to add another buy-in range. I want to change this one here, this 04. I want to change this to just go to 50,000. Okay, you can do that. Do you want to take them offline first? If you don't, you want to try to avoid that, you can. But on a buy-in change, I would probably recommend you put it offline. Now, because we have set this to the online status to be shared, we should probably turn them all offline, pay them out, and then set them online. If you really don't want to do that, you could come over here to selected and you could change status here, their contest status, and you could take that off of the shared settings. Okay. And then you can go to Lucky Rainbow, the very first one. Okay. And you can say force payout and stop. That will pay out the board. Yeah, do you sure you want to force payout for this contest? Turn it offline. This operation cannot be undone. Okay, so we will force the payout for this contest, turn it offline. Can't be undone. Okay, so let's say we do that. It's gonna go offline. It's gonna make the payout. It's gonna go offline. Right now, this is the only contest that is offline. Okay. The other all-in-ones are working fine. So now we can go to contest-specific settings. Whoops. I turned the wrong one offline, didn't I? That was dumb. I meant to do number 4. Okay. Well, they got paid out early, right? Okay, so we're gonna push payout and stop. We're gonna turn it offline. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Contest-specific settings. And now we're gonna set this to 50,000. Starting pot, let's drop that because we wanted less. Higher buy-in connected, let's drop that. Okay, save it. All right, we're done. So now we need to add another contest here, right? So let's right-click, create new contest. Okay, all in one. Now let's be consistent here. Okay, and name it the same as the other ones, but add a 5. Okay, so we'll call it RA Core AIO Lucky Rainbow 010005. Now, we're going to say, well, wait a minute. You're creating a brand new all-in-one. Are you sure you want to do that? That's a really good point. Let's not do that. Let's cancel that. Instead, right-click this and say, let's just clone this. Aha! Now let's clone it to RA Core AIO Lucky Rainbow 010005. Okay. And now we have 0005. And as you see, it is automatically placed in the group. Why is it automatically placed in the group? Because you cloned a contest from within the group. If you did not wish 0005 to be in that group, then you could actually just do this, okay, because it's a little long name. It kind of cut off there, unfortunately. But you can do this into selected and then move it to available. And now, I had to redraw this, but now, not grouped, all in one, you now have this guy here, which is no longer in a group. Okay, it still has the settings that were applied to it from when it was in the group, but it is now no longer in the group. Okay, so that's how you can move a contest to and from. And as you see in the group settings, you now back to 4. Okay, we're gonna put that 5th one back in there. And it says, hey, you're gonna add a contest to this group. Once added, this contest will inherit all these settings from the group. So it's telling you, hey, you're going to add this contest, which isn't in a group. We're going to put a whole bunch of settings on this group or on this contest. Are you sure you want to do that? Excuse me. So I'm going to say yes. And now this contest is in the group. So now we have 5 contests. So then we can come over here to the 5th contest. Contest specific settings, 50,001 to infinite. Put this back to 100,000. 100,000. Save it. And we're done. And now if you go back to, let's close that. If you go back here, we can change the contest per row to 3. Okay, make it look a little bit nicer. Go to board view. Oh, wait a minute. Go back to group settings. Let's change contest status to make that shared. Oh, look at this. It now comes up and says, wait a minute. Contest status is shared between all the groups, but one or more contests have different values. Okay, we may have changed some of that stuff. Well, what are the differences here? This one, online is true, sessions is infinite. But this one, online is false, but sessions is infinite. Which one do we want to apply to the group? Well, we actually want them all to be online, right? So we're going to apply the online true, meaning we're going to make sure this is online. Okay. So now the 5th one, which was offline, if you remember, we turned it offline. Now we're moving that into a shared setting, but now some of them had it online, some of them had it offline, and the system doesn't know which one you want, so you have to pick. So we picked, and now we go to board view, and we go start simulation, and you will see all 5 of your all-in-ones and you now have this one here. It's kind of hard to see, but goes from 12.5 to 50, and this one here goes from 50,001 to infinite, and you have your contest. So how would you go and propagate that to these groups that only have 4? Well, again, you can right-click this, you can clone it, you can say RA Core AIO No Devil 010005, because this is the 5th contest. Okay, now it's going to go in the Lucky Rainbow group because, it doesn't care what you call it, right? So then we're going to go to the group settings, and then we're going to filter this contest here, and we're going to pull it out of the group. Okay, now this is no longer in the Lucky Rainbow group. It is now not grouped. Okay, and so we're going to take this one, and we're going to clone this one, and we're going to say RA Core AIO space race 0005. Okay, done. And now you're like, well, okay, but we need to change we need to change the Lucky Rainbows to Space Race, and here we need to change the Lucky Rainbows to No Devil. No, you don't need to do that. And the reason you don't need to do that is what I showed you earlier about the online status. You come over here to your No Devil group. Oh, right here. Sorry, the No Devil group. You go to group settings, and you add this. And you're like, it's going to inherit all this. Are you sure? Yes. Okay. And now, if you look at the settings, No Devil now has your No Devil all-in-one group. Oops, I didn't put underscore there. Pretend like I did. Let me rename this real fast. I wasn't going to go over the renaming right now. Oops. RA Core AIO No Devil 01. Okay. I wasn't going to go into the renaming right now, but we'll do that in a later video. While I'm here, let me go ahead and fix the Space Race one. Rename Core AIO Space Race 005. Okay, so now we've got the Space Race one, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to open the Space Race group, drop Space Race in there, and we're done. So it, like I said, it automatically picks up the settings. So it just instantly applies. And since you changed the settings the way you wanted them, the individual settings, the way you wanted them on Lucky Rainbow, the individual ones here will still apply, 50,001 to infinite. So now if you look at your No Devil group and your Space Race group, if you look at the board simulation, you have 50,001 to infinite, and this one you have 12,500 to infinite because we actually didn't change that one. We need to go back. I forgot we need to change the 4th one, but you get the idea, right? You're moving contests to and from groups. It's inheriting the group settings. When you pull it out, it still has the settings. If you try to add something back into a group, and it has a different setting than the other contests, it needs to know which setting you want to apply, and so on. So groups are very powerful. Cloning them is very easy. Makes it pretty straightforward. There is some management that you have to do, like, I made this little mistake here about not changing the 4th one. Again, it's not hard. You just have to go in, like I did earlier, turn it off. You need to set it to not be shared, turn that one off, fix the buy-in, turn it back on, and so on. But it's not very often you're gonna be changing that up. And it's also very similar to what you would do in World anyway, right? You would have to completely change the note cards of your all-in-ones in World and all that mess. So it is very easy to do in services. Just don't be clumsy like me. Especially if you've been making videos for a couple hours, you're probably a little bit loopy. So anyway, that is pretty much everything you need to know about a group. And like I said, groups are nice and powerful.